All right. I always feel like it's a little tiny bit nerve-wracking when you're setting up the camera because it's almost like action. Almost I have to have everything that I need to say ready to say right now. I have to make sure everything's quick and deliverable. I have to make sure I'm making my point as soon as that little square comes up. But once you work through that, it's amazing to get on here and know that you're going to be able to connect with countless people. I wanted to make this video because I've been feeling this way myself lately, and a lot of the times when I do make my videos, I like to make them almost as if I'm speaking to the version of myself now that needs to hear some of these things, some of these harsh realities. And it's like sometimes you gotta break your own self down and not in go, oh, be mean to yourself and talk like yourself down, but you gotta push yourself out there, put yourself in those uncomfortable moments, allow yourself to be vulnerable. My one thing is like, I'm big with, oh, I wanna be big on YouTube, I wanna get my content thing going, I wanna be consistent, but the one thing that always stops me, I don't know if this is true for a lot of other girls, but I feel like I have to look perfect every time I'm on camera. And my idea of me looking perfect is eyelashes done, eyebrows done, all this other stuff. And me just coming here naturally, rawly myself. Sometimes I get a little uncomfortable because it's just like, this is me, flaws and all, no extra anything, maybe a little bit of moisturizer, but nothing crazy. I have to moisturize. What do you want from me? I'm a girl. But back into it, and I'm like, stop creating those limitations on yourself. You don't have to look perfect, or you don't have to be perfect to get the point across or to get the job done. You can show up exactly as you are with everything that you have right now and still be able to get more than what you have. I know it sounds almost too good to be true. But a lot of the times when I did figure things out for myself, or we all come from having less to having more usually. And we're instances we go from having more to having less. Or it may seem that way because it's different from what we're used to getting. But in those instances, I always like to look at it as it's happening for a reason, the best reason. There is no type of misfortune. Yes, things might feel uncomfortable. Things might suck so bad, but there's some positive that you're failing to overlook in the moment. And I'm like, use that to just get through it. Use that to get it through the hump. And then you'll probably grab onto something else and be able to use that momentum as well. It's easier said than done, but as I've had ups, I've had downs, I've had plateaus as well. And thinking back to me being at my lowest, I literally just had to find a reason for the suffering, a reason that made all of the uncomfortability, all of the unease, all the uncertainty, the anxiety about the moment. I had to think of something that was worth going through all of that for. And of course, for me, it's going to be my baby. I love him so much. Oh my God. So as a mom, I have like a easy go-to for when I'm faced with those harsh realities of life, right? Because life is, well, it's not going to be all sunshine and daffodils and roses all the time. You got to think about it. I was telling my friend the other day, it would be nice to live it up every day and live in those big key moments. Every day feels like Coachella type of vibe. But then who's doing the work, right? Who's writing the script? Who's figuring out how to get things in motion? Actually funding. There's things that have to be done and a background to get to those big moments. They don't just throw the Grammys up out of thin air. They do work for those. There's performances, there's rehearsals, there's scripts, there's dress rehearsals, undressed rehearsals, all types of things. And I like to look at my life in that type of way. So if it's a day where I'm not living La Vida Loca, I'm like, oh, this is a workroom day. I'm supposed to be doing the work for the actual action. I'm supposed to be writing my script today. I'm supposed to make sure I have all the tools and resources that I need for whatever trip, whatever adventure I'm trying to get ready to take myself on. Just because I'm not having that adventure right now doesn't mean that it's not coming. I'm just doing the work that it takes to get there. So that's another thing. I feel like perspective is the most important thing. Oh my God. If the way that you look at the world is hurting, try to look at the world a little bit differently, right? I know it's so hard because we condition our brains to react to certain type of things. We all have triggers. We all have past experiences and things that we use as markers for future interactions with people. But I'm like, it gets to the point where it's like, if something hasn't been working for you, if you haven't been getting the results that you want, why not just try to do things differently? I look at it as almost a challenge or a game with yourself, right? How you're waking up in the mornings, it's not really motivating you for the rest of the day, right? So instead of just doing what you usually do, right? I don't know what that might be. Maybe you wake up and you get right on your phone, or you wake up and you roll over, or you wake up and you do something that's not good. Maybe you don't drink water the first thing when you get up. The first thing they say that you should do when you get up is to drink water. That's an easy step. They're always like, oh, if you're looking to enhance your mood and stuff like that, the easiest thing that you could do is put water on your nightstand at night so that when you get up, you can drink the water, boosts you up. Definitely good to be hydrated. I don't see any flaws in that. And I feel like it's something different. You could try drinking the water, although it's so small. I try to do something more, maybe wake up and do like a minute of meditation, do a reflection on your day, think about how you want your day to go before you get out there and experience it. Because think about it, I feel like when you're in your bed and you just wake up, you're still on pause, right? You're not, nobody really knows you're up or ready for the day. So you have those moments to yourself to actually prep, get ready for what you want to do, where you want to go, or even just envision it. Instead of just maybe distracting yourself first thing you wake up, maybe reflect, look inward, spend that quiet time just looking over the thoughts that pass through your head. Which is interesting because I know not everybody has those moments where they're having those thoughts that come through their head. For those of you who don't have the inner monologue, I like to have music playing. I know that's also a distraction, but I play classical music, I play jazz, I play music without words. So, yes, they might influence my mood slightly just because of the frequency from the music, but I'm not getting any outside thoughts filtered and necessarily because there's no words, there's no specific vibe that I'm catching there. So, I do that a lot. I usually listen to a lot of music without words unless I'm trying to catch a vibe or there's vibes already caught. I like to create the vibes myself, so to speak. So that's another thing that I like to do that I think helps with my perspective, my mindset, how I see the world, which I don't know if it's so different, but every time I talk to people or I explain maybe a situation that they're in from my point of view or maybe something that I'm going through, they're like, wow, that's such an interesting way to look at that. I never thought of it that way before. And I'm like, stop. It's an original. It just passed by. Pardon me. I'm super flattered, but I feel like the reason for that is I'm not too old, but I've had plenty of experiences here in life. And I feel like I'm observant to an extent. I don't want to say I over observe, but I take a lot of things in. And I do spend a lot of time reading. I feel like my favorite topics are just how to experience the world better. I'm trying to make sure I win big in this lottery of life. And I feel like taking in stories and experiences and tips from people who have transcended or reached that pinnacle in their life, oh my God, it's riveting. It does things to my heart and soul that you don't even understand. And it's like, I think of all these things, and I'm just like, wow, I cannot wait to be a part of contributing to all that greatness. And I like that. I feel like with this day and age, we get it just a little bit easier because think about if some of the greats had some of these tools that we have to communicate and connect. Oh my goodness, the world. I couldn't even begin to imagine how great it would have been if people were able to spread information faster or feel seen faster, be able to create their own platforms and businesses, brands, communities. So it's like, I feel grateful to be part of this timeline where any is possible. And I tell people that all the time. Things change so quick. In a blink of an eye, your life can be one way, and then you close them for a little bit, and you wake up, and it's completely different. And you have to learn how to still have a quality life with those changes. I'm still in the process of reading this book, so I'm going to have to get back on you with that. But I feel like a great author is Eckhart Tolle. He talks a lot about being present and how to separate the authenticity of the present from your past moments and your perception of what might happen in the future, right? There's this book that I'm reading. It's called The Power of Now. Oh my God, you can literally already guess what that's about. And I feel like I really want to learn how to do that. Especially, I feel like since becoming a mom, I've been, baby, I tell people I've lived my life and I lived my son's life 1,000 times. I have lived them 1,000 times. I can give you so many different scenarios and experiences and just different things that I've thought that our life would look like or opportunities that we'd get to have together. And sometimes it does make me a little like, oh my goodness, Macaulay Culkin, because time is flying sometimes. And sometimes I wish I could just pause a little bit or even just rewind a little bit and just soak up more of those moments. And that's what helps keep me grounded in my present a lot of the times now, because I'm like, hey, I know you might miss the little baby stuff. And I know you're thinking about how amazing your son is going to be when he's older. But look at how awesome he is right now. Oh my gosh, he's never gonna be this tiny again either, girl. You better eat that up. He's so cute. So when I think of it like that, it just makes me want to be more in the moment so that I have not more to look back on as time goes on, because it's always moving, but kind of makes me want to create more experiences because I know that the moment is now. I can fill this moment up with so many things, and I don't have to really worry about, not too much about what's going to happen in the future, as long as I'm taking care in these present moments. If I'm planning and actually achieving and going through with the plans that I make, the future is almost, nothing is predictable, but you know what I'm saying? If the rooster is crowing or cawing, whatever, roosting, if the rooster is roosting 6 days out of the week, what do you think he's going to do on the seventh day? Exactly. Consistency, discipline. Those are a lot of the things that you want to have, and you want to be able to enjoy your life, enjoy the things that you do without any outside forces, really. Like, you want to be able to have a great time anywhere doing anything. And I feel like that all comes with inner work. When you're alone, what are you thinking about? How are you feeling? And it's okay not to even think of anything sometimes. I feel like people think if they're not thinking anything, they're not doing anything, but you're doing so much all the time. Oh my God. I like to think that whenever I feel like, oh my God, you're at peace, you're just relaxing right now. Actually, my body's working hard at work, making more blood cells, making more skin cells. I'm literally regenerating all of the time. I'm hard at work, baby. Even these moments I'm taking in, it's like affecting my neurons and synapses in some way to where it's work. I'm making some kind of progress. You're not going to be able to see all of your hard work pay off at once. Sometimes it's like in increments. Sometimes it's latent. One thing that really amazes me is just a lot of people don't know that. Let me make sure I got this fact right. You can fact check me. You can fact check me in the comments if I'm wrong. But your girl knows a couple things, so I'm going to say I'm wrong here. But before Van Gogh was even notarized for his work, his masterpieces, they didn't even, how they're like, oh, make sure you give people their flowers while they're alive. He didn't even get his flowers while he was alive, and he was amazing, right? And then people always ask, oh, well, interesting. So when did Van Gogh become the world-renowned artist? Was it when he first started painting? Was it when his art was first discovered? Or was it when everyone finally decided, hey, oh my God, this guy's freaking amazing. And it's like, he was amazing from the jump. right? You gotta be able to verify yourself. You gotta be able to feel that within so that when everybody else finally does catch wind of what you're actually trying to do, the vision that you've had, you've already filled up on all that love, all that admiration, all that peace, because you've created it for yourself. So that anything that comes after that, it's just whipped cream and cherries and sprinkles on top of the amazing cake of life that you're making for yourself. So I don't know. I wanted to share that. I feel like I want to title this, I don't know who needed to hear this, but who knows? People change their mind all the time. I'm not sure what I'll title this. Maybe Untitled, right? Chat with me, Untitled. But thanks for chatting. Thanks for staying. I really hope that there's something in there that just rocks your world. Seriously. And then let me know how you rocked it. I like good news. I'm a good news babe. All right. I love you. Who loves you more? Amen. I see you guys next time. Bye.